only way to read comics. RCBJ Productions, fucking oath.
The most eagerly awaited epic of the year, the origin of the Silver Surfer. One of comicdom's greatest collaborations, proudly presented by Stan the Man Lee and John Blood and Guts Buscema. Embellishment, Joe Sinnott. Lettering, Sam Rosen. Take it away, Stan.
High o'er the roof of the world he soars, free and unfettered as the roaring wind itself. Behold the sky-born spanner of 1,000,000,000 galaxies, the restless, streaking stranger from the farthest reach of space. This glistening, gleaming seeker of truth, whom man shall call forevermore, the Silver Surfer! Suddenly, unexpectedly, before the piercing, penetrating gaze of the speeding surfer, a blazing, out-of-control capsule hurtles down from orbit! I could sense a living human within that plummeting missile. A human who is in most grave danger. For he does not stir within his sunken metal shell, and his life-giving supply of oxygen will soon be gone. I cannot permit a fellow being to perish, while it is within my power to save him. To one who has endured the airless vacuums of the unending cosmos, it matters not whether I span the emptiness of space, or the watery vastness of the undersea deeps. A simple thrust of concentrated cosmic force will be sufficient to open the hatch I see before me. Fortunately, he still wears his protective helmet. It will sustain him until we can seek the sanctuary of the Skyways. Then, seconds later, aircraft, searching, probing the area. They are seeking him whom I have found.
Blue leader to Batboy Brigade. We found our missing Mudhawk, veering sharply at 8 o'clock. He's been captured single-handed by Silver Surfer. Contact floating, Den Mother. They're heading right towards her.
A large armored vessel. It must be here that he belongs.
Look! The squadron was right. It's the Surfer. He's got Colonel Jameson. Hold your fire! We can't endanger the Colonel!
I don't get it. He's putting him back on deck. He's leaving him there and heading skyward again. Look after the Colonel. We can leave this Surfer to our jets.
His life has been saved. Thus, I may now depart once more.
Circle him. Force him down.
It is beyond belief. They actually attack me.
He's evading us. Let him have it.
In every part of the globe, it is the same. Hatred, fear, and unreasoning hostility have possessed men's hearts. But the Silver Surfer will have no part of it.
Did you see that? He increased his speed and zoomed over the horizon like a meteor. He must be halfway around the world by now. Blue leader to Mudhawks. Return to roost. Our pigeon has flown the coop.
Within seconds, almost every capital on Earth is visited by the silvery streaking surfboard and its skyborn master.
But, Commissar, he has penetrated our missile defenses as though they do not exist. We must act. We must do something.
Of course, General, of course. We will remain calm and totally ignore the entire incident. He is heading towards Peiping.
We shall allow our accursed Oriental comrades to deal with him.
But the total power of the Red Chinese is equally ineffectual against a speeding surfer. I could destroy them with a single cosmic blast. But to what avail?
It is an imperialist plot against the security of the People's Republic. Call out the Red Guard. We must print 1 million new posters with the sublime thoughts of Chairman Mao.
But neither missiles nor meaningless mouthings of petty pedagogues can halt the progress of the Silver Surfer, nor stifle the longing in his tortured soul.
In all the galaxies, in all the endless reaches of space, I have found no planet more blessed than this. No world more lavishly endowed with natural beauty, with gentle climate, with every ingredient to create a virtual living paradise. Possessed of rainfall in great abundance, soil fertile enough to feed a galaxy, and a sun ever warm, ever constant, ever symbolizing new life, new hope. It is as though the human race has been divinely favored over all who live. And yet, in their uncontrollable insanity, in their unforgivable blindness, they seek to destroy this shining jewel, this softly spinning gem, this tiny blessed sphere, which men call Earth. While trapped upon this world of madness, stand I. How much longer am I destined to endure a fate I cannot even comprehend? How much longer before my eyes may once again behold the wonders of the ever-changing cosmos? How much longer before my exile ends and I may stand once more upon the land that gave me birth? Even now, I can recall those early days, those youthful years, upon the planet Zenla. How well I remember the yearning, the questioning, the aching discontent which filled my heart. Even then, our race has achieved perfection that all others dream of. War, crime, illness, they are but dimly remembered memories. We have achieved all, no goals remain. And yet, man was meant to strive, to struggle, to yearn. Those to whom no distant horizons beckon, for whom no challenges remain. Though they have inherited a universe, they possess only empty sand. But I will not suffer such a fate. I will not spend a lifetime in idleness, in the shallow pursuit of endless pleasure. Though we have achieved nirvana, it was gained for us by those who came before. We have not earned it, therefore it is not truly ours. My people have lost the spirit of high adventure, the thrill of exploration, the longing to see beyond the veil of knowledge. Even the use of our once proud limbs affords us no pleasure. For so simple a feat as walking becomes unnecessary in this age of mobile conveyor belt streets. But all who dwell within this world of ceaseless pleasure seem happy with their lot. Why then am I so troubled? Why is there no peace, no contentment in the breast of Norrin Rad? If only I could have lived in the days of yore, when our race was still young, and our galaxy a-borning. I approached the Museum of Antiquity, where the last remaining weapon of warfare may still be seen. Something draws me to it like a magnet. I shall enter and view its wonders. Set the mental transportation element to the dawn of time, when Zenla was still untamed.
It shall be done.
Now will I witness the times that tried men's souls. This is it, the ultimate beginning. exactly as it began on so many planets, in so many countless worlds. Only to be followed eons later by the 10,000-century age of warfare, which left battle scars so deep that we renounced the use of arms forever. And then, at last, the golden age of reason. The 100 centuries which brought learning and wisdom and peace to our war-ravaged galaxy. More. I must see more. Only by studying the past will I learn why the present is, to me, so totally unendurable. Attendant, I desire to study the early days of Zenla space travel.
Instantaneously, the museum's mental transportation element gives the eager Norin Rad a total sensation of actually being present at the launching of one of Zenla's mighty starships. Ages ago, during the long-extinct days of the planet's early space program.
This was the time of my people's greatest glory. The time we dared to reach for the distant stars and galaxies. An entire universe was beckoning to us, and we had the courage, we had the will to probe the vastness of the distant unknown. Our greatest heroes were the fearless, space-spanning astronauts. The time-honored astro-pioneers to whom no journey was too far, no world was too forbidding. But then, one day, it ended. We had probed the cosmos, set our flag upon 1,000 galaxies. We had gone too far, seen too much. And then, we no longer cared. We of Zenla, who had scattered our seed to the most distant stars, returned to our mother world, never to venture forth again. For us, the age of space travel had died, never to be born again.
Closing time, citizen. The session is ended.
All is ended. Nothing remains, save stark and bleak decay. And now I stand upon another world, far younger, far more primitive. A world at the crossroads. And no man may predict which path it will elect to follow. But wait. I hear the sound of muffled footpads approaching. Yetis! The wild, savage snow dwellers. The so-called abominable snowmen of earthly legend. They think me an enemy. They rush to attack without question or pause. Even they, poor, unthinking creatures of the frozen wastes, have been so hounded, so ruthlessly hunted for time without measure, that they fear any who invade their desolate domain. And like so many who attack without reason, how often is blind, unreasoning fear the cause, rather than naked savagery? They seek to smash me to the ground, to fell me by sheer weight of numbers, and I have not the words to turn aside their wrath. Since I do not wish to harm them, I shall try another means. Let my surfboard float, and thus attract their bestial attention.
Seconds later, two huge clutching hands seize the strangely alien object.
It is done. They have forgotten me. Now, as they battle for their prize, like the brutes they are, let my board and me again become as one. For I must leave this place of madness. And yet, where can I go? The celestial currents of space are forevermore denied me. And on all of Earth, there is no haven, no shelter, for the likes of me. Each and every Earthling, in his own tragic way, is as much a Yeti as those who fight below. Only the outward trappings differ, but all their hearts are filled with fear and dark distrust. Even those I have befriended have turned against me. There was once, men called him Hulk, a dazed and tortured titan for whom I felt deep kinship.
Look, that guy on the flying surfboard. He's helping the Hulk escape.
As dramatically depicted in Tales to Astonish, number 93, a semi-classical stand.
Though others called him a monster, to me he was a fellow being in need of aid. I wished only to bring him to a place of safety. I wished only to call him friend. But once again, I failed. He who had been so tormented now turned, through a fateful misunderstanding, upon his benefactor. Stay back! I mean you no harm!
Nobody harms the Hulk.
Sadly, I realized he would not heed an appeal to reason. There is only one course open to me. I am forced to resort to a mild cosmic bolt. There were others, many others. Never shall I forget the one called Dr. Doom. Unsuspectingly, I approached his lonely castle. As we rabid readers of Fantastic Four number 57 shall ne'er forget. Soulful Stan. He made me welcome within the cold gray walls that housed his court. I told him from whence I had come, and he listened in stony silence. Though my power beggars description, still am I a prisoner upon this savage world. How could I have known that the brooding monarch in whom I had placed my trust had but one sinister objective? Thus, while I gazed upon the distant beckoning stars, he struck without mercy, without hesitation, stripping me of my cosmic sky-spawned powers. Even as I fell to the dank stone floor, even as Dr. Doom vowed to conquer all mankind with the power he had stolen from me, I vowed never again to trust another human.
Now it is I who possess the cosmic power which once was his. Never before has any one human being been as totally supreme, as incredibly superior as I. Now, let mankind beware, for Dr. Doom has attained power without limit. Power enough to challenge Galactus himself.
I knew at last there was no refuge on Earth for the Silver Surfer. But I persevered, and in the end, it was the armored archfiend who tasted grim defeat. So now, I ride the eternal winds once more, and none shall ever be my master. But what is that? Half hidden in the frozen wastes below. An ancient entrance, blocked by the 1,000-year weight of an ever-crumbling hillside. But an entrance to what? A monstrous cavern, which has not felt the tread of human feet since time immemorial. And yet, what is that ahead of me? No simple, natural cave is this. What fantastic relic of a bygone age have I stumbled onto? Here, amongst these ruins, once rose a city, prosperous and proud. Now, all that remains is crumbling rubble, and the dismal sight of slow decay. On Earth, as in every corner of the endless universe, civilizations grow, enjoy their brief moment of glory, only to sink into the dust once more. Is this the final fate of all who live? Is this the end of striving and of hope? Is it but in desolation that man can find the peace he seeks? Was it for this that I renounced my heritage? Will my nightmare never end? Must the vision of Zenla ever return to haunt me? And Shalla-Bal, the lovely, faithful Shalla-Bal. Even here amongst the ruins I see her lovely tear-stained face, as though it were only yesterday. I seem to hear her voice, gentle as the mist at dawning, on that tragic, fateful day.
Your heart is still troubled, Nornrad.
It is nothing, Shalla. Merely a mood that will soon pass.
I am not deceived, my love. Too long have I sensed the hunger gnawing at your breast. A hunger for that which I can never give you. For the prize you crave can be nowhere found, lest you journey beyond the farthest star. But what can it be that you seek? There is no treasure in all the universe which cannot be found here, in ageless Zenla. Look about you, Nornrad. See the wonders of this world of worlds. See the glories which are ours, merely for the taking.
No, Shalla, no. That which is mine for the taking is not worth the taking. Paradise unearned is but a land of shadow. I can no longer bear the sight of my fellow man, spending his days in pursuit of endless pleasure. Even our knowledge is unearned. A lifetime's learning is absorbed in minutes by our hypno-powered study cubes. And we need want for nothing, so long as we can create any substance via an inexpensive cyber-no-materializer. But mockery of all mockeries is our parliament. Hour after hour, the most learned of all statesmen debate with great solemnity, though their babble is meaningless since we are governed by computers. But mine is a lost voice, and there are none to listen. It was at that very moment, a moment destined to change the course of a billion lives, that the fateful interruption occurred.
Can you never be content? Must you always, Norin?
Be silent, Shalla! The citizen's alarm has sounded. For the first time in a millennium.
Free men of Zenla, attend you to my words. A gigantic alien craft has entered our galaxy, piercing all nuclear defenses as though they are non-existent. All citizens must be prepared for a possible invasion.
No, it cannot be. We have no space fleet, no weapons. We've been at peace for ages. We've forgotten how to fight. A well-trained enemy can destroy us all.
Never. We may be unprepared, but if we are a people united, we cannot be conquered. Perhaps the taste of danger is what we need to make us the men our forefathers were. And even as the startled citizenry of Zenla observed the fearsome, fateful, speeding globe, somehow I sense my moment of destiny. I seem to feel that the fate of Nornrad is inexorably linked with the unknown invader from space. Within seconds, panic filled the streets as the gigantic, planet-girdling globe spun closer and closer.
There is no place to flee.
It will destroy us all.
Only our computers can provide the answer. They have been fed the data. What say they now?
Never have we been faced with such seemingly limitless power. Even our infallible computers can give us no hope, no certain defense.
As the mysterious, rapidly descending ship seemed to blot out the very heavens themselves.
The computers have finally rendered a decision. Against such absolute power, we can employ nothing save the weapon supreme.
The weapon supreme? It is almost unthinkable. Never before has it been employed, for its cobalt energy is so destructive that even we may suffer from its effect. And yet we have no choice. The computer must be obeyed. Employ the weapon supreme.
Then, at the press of a button, the deed was done. None who lived during that momentous day can ever forget what next ensued. It was like a universe in chaos, as neighboring planetoids themselves were instantly hurled from orbit. And though our ages-old force field spared Zenla from such a deadly fate, within a matter of seconds, we reaped the harvest of smashing, shattering, planet-wide destruction. In one fell swoop, our homes, our land, our world as we knew it, had been reduced to smoldering rubble. But at least, we lived.
The globe has been destroyed, but what a terrible price we have paid for our desperate deed. In all this smoke and haze, how can we be sure that the globe is truly gone?
But then, finding a telescope which was still in operable condition, we were soon to learn the worst.
There is no longer any trace of the hostile spacecraft. Our weapon has certainly... Wait! Emerging from the very mists of nowhere, a hurtling globe takes shape. It cannot be! And yet, there can be no doubt. Our foe has taken instant refuge in the fourth dimension, and now appears again. It was all in vain. We devastated a world, and still he lives. Still he attacks. What manner of being can he be? What is the power of him who can traverse the dimensions as effortlessly as he spans the galaxies?
Our weapon supreme is no more. Our planet lies in ruins, and still the unknown foe endures.
Truly, this is Zenla's darkest hour. Now stand we, weaponless, without defense, without hope. We, who had thought ourselves the mightiest amongst the mightiest, must now await our fate. Must now await the coming of our conqueror.
There, in that brief moment of eternity, a people who had forgotten fear, who had forgotten want, who had thought themselves supreme, gave way to panic and dark despair.
It is the end of the world! Nothing can save us now!
We are doomed! It's all over forever!
Do not fight the invader, welcome him. Perhaps he will be merciful.
It cannot end this way. In all the world, is there none to help us?
But moments after the debacle...
Have I been asleep, Norad? Am I merely awakening from a savage, incomprehensible nightmare?
Not so, Shalla-Bal. Our worst fears have been realized. Zenla totters on the brink of destruction. You were stunned by the falling debris.
Could it have happened? Brief moments ago we wanted for nothing. Our world was secure. But now, all we can do is helplessly await our final seconds.
No, we still have our lives, our unconquerable spirit. We must fight, as our ancestors would have done.
Wait! No one can fight the impossible.
Nothing is impossible, except to one who has lost the will. And Norrin Radd shall never lose his will. I must find those who will join me. Those who will close ranks to make a final stand. For we must now be true to the proud heritage of Zenla. But there were none to be found. None save the injured, and the ailing, and the weak, and the timid. Like one bereft of reason, I combed the shattered streets, desperately seeking an ally, a weapon, anything with which to fight back. The globe comes ever closer, and there are none to give it pause.
Help me! Help me, please!
I know you. You are one of the Council of Scientists.
What does that matter now? What does anything matter now? There is nothing left for us, save death.
We know not who attacks us, nor for what motive. If I could but reach the giant globe, if I had a spacecraft to carry me aloft.
But our finest scientific minds, our greatest computers have all agreed our fight is hopeless. Do you hear? Hopeless.
Only to one who has abandoned faith. Since all are agreed there is no hope, then surely we have naught to lose. Therefore I ask you, build me a spaceship, or I would seek the invader.
Alone and unaided, you would dare approach the globe?
I would.
Then you shall have your ship.
Quickly summoning others, the elderly scholar soon gathered the necessary material.
You have served me well. Now stand aside. It is I alone who must complete the task. Turn your head away, Norrin Radd, lest the energy of this mental constructor cause you injury. Within seconds, the image of your ship which I have in my mind shall take solid form before your eyes. It is done. You have your spacecraft, completely fueled. And now, though it is certain you fly but to your doom, I salute you, Norrin Radd.
Your words may be true, but rather let me fail than never to have tried at all.
Ages ago, 1,000 times 1,000 would have begged to fly that ship. But now, there is only Norrin Radd.
The vessel I approach is far larger than I could have dreamed. Now, I must attempt to establish contact. Unknown stranger, heed the words of Norrin Radd. I speak for Zenla. You must come no closer, unless you come in peace. I was met with silence. A silence so thick, so heavy, that it seemed to cover the heavens like a shroud. But then, suddenly, unexpectedly, something draws me within the globe. A power so great, resistance is all but unthinkable. Then, I left my own tiny craft. There is no crew, no sign of an invading army. But something draws me towards those lights, as a moth is drawn to flame. They grow brighter, brighter. The glare is unbearable, intolerable. I'm in the grip of a force so all-consuming, so totally alien that...
Rise, puny creature. Rise and face the monumental majesty of Galactus. Do not attempt to speak. It will serve no purpose, since I know why you have come. But your quest is in vain. You cannot save your world from being ravished by Galactus. I seek no wealth, no personal gain, no petty, paltry treasure which Zen-La may possess. Instead, I crave the total energy of your hapless world, energy without which Galactus cannot survive.
Galactus. He whose name is legend throughout 1,000 star clusters. Galactus. He whose race was old beyond time before our galaxy existed. Galactus. The merciless planet destroyer. Rather 100 invading armadas than the menace of Galactus. No! If you drain our energy, you drain our lives. You dare not slay an entire race.
I have no wish to harm any who exist. But think you this. If your own life depended upon stepping on an anthill, you would not hesitate. In order to live, Galactus must have energy. Energy which only a healthy planet can provide. If some must fall so that Galactus may endure, it is lamentable. But since time immemorial, is it not always the ants who fall?
But there are other planets, other worlds where no intelligent life exists. Find a world such as that. Do with it what you will, for even ants have a right to life.
Alas, I cannot comply. I have not the time to seek such worlds. Had I a herald to probe the universe for me, then many worlds such as this would I spare. But there is no such a one, and so I must make my preparations, for the world of Zen-La is rich in basic energy, and the hunger which I feel grows ever stronger.
No, you mustn't, you can't, stop! I beg you to hear me out! I have an offer to make. If a herald you desire, then a herald shall I be. Let me probe the heavens, scan the starways, roam the endless cosmos for you. All this will I do, if you will but spare my people. Spare Zen-La.
Think, Norin Rad. Consider well what you have offered. He who assumes the mantle of Herald to Galactus shall so do forevermore.
If such be my destiny, willingly do I accept it. My fate is of little consequence, if it can save the world that gave me birth. Mighty Galactus, do but spare Zen-La, and I am ever yours to command.
Your words are spoke. The die is cast. So shall it be. You, who have been Norin Rad, shall be so nevermore. Herald, prepare yourself. Prepare to be reborn! At the command of Galactus, you have fallen. And now, at my command, once again, I bid you rise. Your body has been completely encased in a life-preserving, silvery substance of my own creation. A substance which will shield you from heat, from cold and from lack of oxygen. From this moment forth, neither the frigid, marrow-chilling emptiness of airless space, nor the all-consuming inferno of the hottest sun can cause you harm. And now, to transport you through the endless cosmos, I shall provide the perfect vehicle. An indestructible flying board. Yours to control with but a single thought. Now and forevermore, you are truly the Silver Surfer. Go then, for the limitless reaches of space are yours. Go and find me a world to assuage my gnawing hunger.
This is what I've dreamed of. This is what I've ever longed for. A lifetime of endless adventure beckoning before me. There must be no regrets. No thoughts of turning back. Worlds without limit now await my coming. And I shall be true to my trust. For as long as I live. But before I begin the longest journey any mortal has ever known, there is one to whom I must bid farewell. Ever in my heart will there be a longing for the lovely Shalla-Bal. Do not be alarmed. I am him who was Norin-Rad.
And it's true. You reached the flying globe. But what's happened? What have they done to you?
My fate is of little consequence. Suffice it to say, this planet shall not perish. He who commands the globe will soon depart, and Zenla shall rise again. But let not the spirit of our ancestors be lost a second time. Let not our people grow soft and indolent.
You sound as though you will no longer be among us.
That is so, Shalla-Bal. Never shall we meet again. Such is the price I must pay, that a world may live. While infinity beckons, I must leave behind my very heart.
Never has there been, never will there be another such as you. If leave you must, and let us depart together. Take me with you, Norin-Rad, for without you, there is nothing.
Say no more. It cannot be. It can never be. Where soars the Silver Surfer, there must he soar alone.
No, Norin-Rad! Norin-Rad!
Well do I remember those early days, when only endless journeying could ease the bitter ache within my breast. In every star, in every sun, I see her face. But with the passing of time, the pain was eased, for there were worlds to save. I cannot summon Galactus here, where life abounds. Though they be simple, aimless creatures, they think, they breathe, they feel. Thus they must not perish from this land. Ever onward did I soar, till time itself had lost its meaning. I have seen the birth of planets and the death of worlds. I have seen galaxies crumble and new suns a-borning. But never have I glimpsed the answer to the riddle of the universe. Then, the most fateful moment of all, the discovery of the planet Earth. At last, a world to nourish my master. But there is life below. And yet, Galactus has journeyed far, and his hunger knows no bounds. It was here, upon this tortured world, that I first defied him who had given me my power. For those who dwelled upon the earth had a special sort of glory.
Stay back, Herald. These creatures are of no consequence to Galactus.
No, Master, no! You cannot destroy the entire human race! They are as deserving of life as you or I.
As did Fantastic Four number 50, from whence this sterling sequence hath been taken. Stoical stand.
Never before had I dared to challenge Galactus. And so it began. No matter what my fate, I face it without qualm. For I have learned from the humans how glorious it can be to have a cause worth dying for.
Of all who live, I have cherished you the most. But now, by my hand, the Silver Surfer must perish.
No, Galactus, it is you who will perish, for we have found the weapon at last.
The ultimate nullifier, in the hands of a human. You hold the means to destroy a galaxy, to lay waste to a universe.
And should the universe crumble, can Galactus survive?
If you missed FF50, you'll have to take our word for all this. It's too involved to explain right here. Squeamish stand.
For the first time since the dawn of memory, my will has been thwarted. But I bear no malice. Emotion is for lesser beings. Yet, there is one thing that must be done. Since you shall be herald to Galactus no longer, I remove your space-time powers. Henceforth, the Silver Surfer shall roam the galaxies no more.
Now, here I stand, alone and forsaken upon this hostile world. I, who have crested the waves of infinity, exiled forever upon this lonely sphere. But time is long, and fate is fickle. My destiny still lies before me, and where it beckons there shall soar the Silver Surfer!
Next issue, when lands the Surfer. Tune in next time for another jaw-dropping cosmic tale of the Silver Surfer. The voice of Norrin Rad, the Silver Surfer, was provided by the excellent, the magnificent Adam McLaughlin. The sonorous voice of Shalla-Bal was provided by the immaculate Erin B. Ellis. And the thunderous voice of Galactus was given life by the grisly Matt Schmitz of the Ultra and Grace YouTube channel. Everyone else was RCBG. Please all go like and subscribe to their respective YouTube channels and social media. Their immaculate talent and hard work can never be understated. Subscribe to the Russian Comic Book Geek's Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, get behind-the-scenes early sneak peek previews of his upcoming projects. Get early access to finished motion comics. And that's it. Give him money. Send him your money. He works hard. He loves doing this and he'll never stop. But your patronage is greatly appreciated. Thank you and good night. Like, comment, and subscribe.
or you shall be sent to the Gulag to spend the rest of your days in a cold, horrible wasteland of despair and misery.
RC BJ Productions, fuck knife.